Hello, welcome to IK Tutors. Here we are going over a HESI problem for the St. Paul School of Nursing, right? And it's asked us to solve. So let's jump into it. Okay. Uh, we see we want to solve the equation whoops, sorry about that. 15x plus 30 equals 150. So how do we do this? We're going to use our solve toolbox here. We have four tools in our solve toolbox. You see this to the right. Okay, and I'll go over it really quickly. One is PEMDAS. PEMDAS can be used in going from right to left or left to right, depending on the operation. Our operation is solving, so we're going to go from right to left. Remember, PEMDAS is an acronym that lets us know which operation to perform first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth when we have more than one math operation that shows up in a problem. So the first letter, the way it works is each letter represents a math operation, and the order in which the letters show up in the word are the same order in which we should uh, perform those operations. Now, when we're solving, we're going to start from the right side. So the first letter is S, that means subtraction, right? Next letter is A for addition. Next one is division, then multiplication, then exponents, and then parentheses. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to look at our problem and see whatever operations are in our problem. We're going to deal with them in the order in which they appear in PEMDAS. The other thing to the right of that is an equal sign. This shows you how the equal sign functions. It functions like the pivot to a scale. If this was a regular scale, if I put 10 pounds on one side, I would have to put 10 pounds on the other to keep it balanced. Well, the equal sign does that for math operations, those operations we just spoke about in PEMDAS. PEMDAS, exponents, multiplication, division. Whatever operation I do on one side of the equal sign, I have to do this identical math operation on the other side of the equal sign to keep it balanced. That's how that works. Then we have to talk about our goals down here in the bottom part, right? It says goal. Our goal is to get the variable alone. That means no numbers on it anywhere. And we want it alone on one side of the equal sign and everything else on the other. For example, in this question, the variable is given is x. We want to end up with x by itself and then everything else on the other side of the equal sign. And we have to have a technique to reach that goal. Technique is very simple. We're going to do the opposite operation. So whatever math operation we see happening to our variable, we're going to do the opposite. Now we have all of that. That's great, but there's one other thing we need to do, and that's know what our focus is. We're going to focus and refocus on these two things after every step, right? The variable and the equal sign. So now let's go ahead and put all this together and see how it works. All right. So look at our problem here, and we see that we have 15 plus 30 equals 150. We're going to look on the variable side of the equal sign. Look at our variable and see what math operations is happening to it. If we have two things close together, like the 15 next to the x, that indicates multiplication, right? And then we had the plus sign that indicates addition. So these are the two operations that are happening to our x. So which one do we do first? We look at PEMDAS, and remember we're going from right to left. The first thing we hit that's involved that actually exists in our problem is addition. So we're going to do addition first. And what's our technique? We're going to do the opposite of addition. So that's going to be subtraction. So we're going to subtract 30. And remember, whatever we do on one side of equal sign, we have to do it on the other. So we're going to subtract 30 from the other side equal sign as well, right? So plus 30 minus 30 gives us 0. We end up with 15x equals 150 minus 30 is going to give us 120. We simplify that number out. Now what do? We refocus on what? The variable side of the equal sign again, right? And again, we see what operations happening to our x. We see this time we're multiplying the x by 15. So what are we going to do? Our technique is to do the opposite operation. So we're going to divide the x by 15. And remember, whatever operation we do on one side equal sign, we have to do the same operation on the other side equal sign. So we're going to divide the 120 by 15, right? So if we divide 15x by 15, we're going to get 1x or just plain x because 1 is invisible, right? And then we divide 120 by 15, we're going to get 8. So our answer is going to be x equals 8. Let me just double check that on my calculator. I like to double check. Sometimes I do math in my head, and I do make mistakes from time to time. Yes, 120 divided by 15 is 8. All right. So this is the answer we're going to get. We're going to look for in the multiple choice answer for this question. If you have any questions about this procedure, you can simply type your question in the chat and one of our staff will be glad to help you. Okay. Or you can go to the website, the St. Paul School of Nursing HESI support website. It's free. You go to the contact us form and you type your question in there, right? And you put your contact information and somebody will reach out to you. This is what the website is made for, to support you guys uh, while you're preparing for the HESI 24/7. So please utilize it. It's a great tool. So I hope this helped, guys. If it did, please remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.